Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Real Boys Talk. Tonight it is Shootin The Shit with the Bros of Sigma Omega Phi Fraternity Incorporated and your host, Amber Moore, also known as Cupid. So we're getting off of the topic of relationships, dealing with dating, marriage, all that. We have something serious to say tonight. And we are angry. We are going to tell you a plan or our ideas of what might need to be done or what we think needs to be done. We're going to give all kinds of solutions, ideas, all that. The topics are going to be about the laws. Right now, people have lost their minds. They are losing their mind based on drag queens reading to children. They're not reading books that are not appropriate for children. They're reading the children books to the children. Okay. Like Mr. Rogers. And I'm sure he dressed up too as we watched him change his clothes. So tonight, we're going to talk about all of that. And we might give you some suggestions on things that we need you to do. So now, let me introduce my wonderful, wonderful bros that are joining me tonight. I have on the phone Dignified from Atlanta, Georgia. Say hello to the people.
Going on, y'all.
And I also have, as you all know, my favorite cousin and also senior lifetime member of Sigma Omega Phi Fraternity Incorporated and my national vice president of membership to Covey, Maximilian Salter Young. Say hello.
What's up? What's up?
So, February 6th, the ultimate thing happened. Tennessee literally passed the law that bans drag shows. Their governor, Bill Lee, the way it is worded is very interesting. He didn't just say we banning drag shows. This was a catalyst for them to be able to do a lot more, guys, because they added public cabaret performances. And this is in a it's on public property as to shed from the views of children. That's what they're saying this is all about. So, and it's a misdemeanor if you do it the first time. It's a felony if you continue to do it. But it covers topless dancers, go-go dancers, exotic dancers, strippers. And key to this is male and female impersonators. What do you all take from
that? Honesty and transparency. The LGBT community is under attack. And the reason why I say that is everything we do is public, right? Everything we do is public. So now, because of this law, that's going to forbid a lot of pride parades.
Yeah.
It puts us as masculine identified women in jeopardy because the assumption that we are male impersonators by, let's be clear, the conservative side, right? That can put us in danger when it comes to those laws because we could be looked at as male impersonators. And sure. I'll say it all day long. I am not a man. I do not want to be a man. I am comfortable on my feminine side as well as my masculine side. It's just I'm more comfortable this way. But we would be in danger when it comes to that law. Yes. Like if it's reading it like that, if it's worded like that, and words are important, words are powerful. So we are indeed in danger as well.
What you think, Diggy?
Max said it all. Like, honestly, I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, I've been asked that at work.
Really?
You know, because with our upcoming event coming on, and I was like, I said, I gotta go get a blazer. You know, I don't have a blazer. You know, they was like, well, where you gonna go? I was like, well, I'm gonna go to Men's Warehouse. You know, they was like, Men's Warehouse. It was like, you don't wear suits? And I was like, I don't own a suit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, they looking at me like I'm all like GQ'd all the time, you know, tie, button up and stuff like that. So I agree with Max with, you know, like the way they look at us.
And it gives, I think that gives them this power to put us back in the closet.
Yeah.
Because back in the day before Stonewall, you had to have 3 articles of garment on you at all times that represented your sexual orientation. So us as females was like, you had to wear panties and, you know, a bra and I guess stockings, something to that effect, because you had to have 3 things that represent who you, like what your birth, if you were male or female. That can be very painful and very mentally draining for those that are trans.
I'm sorry, but what you gonna get is these titties, this pussy. Hey, you gonna get these titties, this pussy, and this sass, bitch. I don't have to prove shit. Those are my 3 things. I'm not, no, ma'am. No.
See, I didn't know we was going there. I wanted to say
but
kind of like something like
we
that, but I was trying to say.
No, we are not politically incorrect on this.
Okay.
That's out the window.
Okay.
This is real. This is real. Right. People need to really understand that, yes, we've been really calm about it for the moment. But no, it's not. Our sexuality is being very much being put
attacked.
Back in the closet.
It's being attacked. And y'all have to remember, this shit started way back when. But I'm gonna tell you when it got momentum. When that slogan, "Make America Great Again."
Great. Yeah.
Yep. When has it ever been great for people of color? When has it ever been great for the LGBT? When has it ever been great for the natives that were here before all of the other bullshit? Like, let's be for real. When was it ever great?
Discovered. Before it was discovered.
And y'all have to remember, a lot of the laws that were being passed are taking us back in those days. Think about it. Mississippi just passed Jim Crow in 2023.
I don't think that we're awake. And I know I hate to use the word awake because I hate the word that they use, like, oh, wokeness and all. I hate it.
Say woke.
Yes, I hate it. But the whole catch is, Mississippi, Black folks, you got to move. Get out.
Yeah.
Leave now. You could not. I know it would be very hard for me financially to leave Georgia if that happened. But I'm gonna have to find a way. I'm gonna have to find me a little island, a little something. I'm going to somewhere I got to go where this is not, people do not understand. In Tennessee, a man stood up and had no problem at all saying to this guy, I want to add something to your bill. He didn't say, I just want to, let's do hangings. He didn't say that. He said, let's put in your bill hanging from a tree. That tells you what he was. That's, can we all read between the lines kind of concept. They are basically not, one, they don't understand that the economics of this country, one, is built off of our backs, and 2, we keep it vibrant. Black folks and people of color keep this country economics going.
Yeah.
Okay. While white people keep breezing, you keep raising the prices on eggs. We can't afford that. Then you're gonna be mad when you got all these eggs and our asses ain't eating that shit no more. We done found something else. And then you want us. This is the other thing. They're willing to put bad food at a cheap price. Because they know, that's why when you go, oh, I want to be healthy, I'm gonna eat I'm gonna eat fruits and vegetables. They cost.
It's so expensive. Yeah.
Okay. So how about this? I got a question for y'all asses. Why can't the government put those same laws and same regulations on a nonprofit? Prime example, the church.
These people are making fucking billions of dollars while their parishioners, their congregations are struggling.
Yeah, they pulling up in Porsches and BMWs and Bentleys and stuff. And I got an old Lincoln outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, coming up in the
we're concerned. So our primary concern is us as LGBT, trans people, drag queens, drag kings. Let's put them all in this bucket, right? We're the ones that are grooming children. we're the ones that are considered the lowest of the lowest. Like we're literally right there with pedophiles. Like they put us right there with pedophiles.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But y'all won't even put those same. And I'm gonna take the personal out of it. Yeah, I'll accept the laws and the regulations and all that kind of other stuff. But why won't you do that? Why won't you put that on the church, where it has been a proven fact statistically that they groom and rape and sexually assault little boys and girls?
Yeah.
For real.
That's the thing. You want to stop us. You want to sit here and you're saying, let's even get more deeper than. You're saying that like Indiana. Indiana has a law. They passed a law that says if your rapist impregnates you, you have to keep the baby. Yeah. He has the right to tell you if, yes or no, if you can get an abortion. And on top of it, if he says you got to keep the baby, you got to do visitation while he's sitting in prison for raping you. He gets visitation with his child. Like, that's the shit that gets me, is that you just, what, you don't really, do you, I mean, I've never been raped, and those that have, God bless you. God, covers you and you, and I hope that you get what you need to be okay and whole again. Because that is a horrific, heinous thing to have done to an individual, any individual, okay? There is no cause for it, no reason at all, okay? There's nothing you can tell me that says, okay, this is all right, nothing. So for that woman, you're making that woman have to see, and I'm saying, we all know babies, children are blessings. Let this woman have her blessing the proper way. That's not the way. And then she got to deal with that. That's a mental block, the mental luggage. Nobody should have to carry that. Yeah. And I'm not saying there are some women who can do it. Let's just be real. There are some women out there who said, well, I'm pregnant. This baby didn't ask to be here. This is not, I'm not going to fault that child. And they love that child. And they great moms. But give them that choice. Give them that option. First of all, I don't remember y'all paying for nothing about this. Nothing. Y'all not paying none of this. I went to get my haircut day. Where was y'all? Where was the money? I got food in the refrigerator. Where your money at? I got more. Where your money at? Y'all try to own all this shit, but you not paying for it. And that's how I look at it. It's like we've lost focus. We so busy trying to hurt people that we fail to realize we need to take care of them. And the church.
And the church used to be the place that you supposed to go to. You know what I'm saying? The church supposed to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? But
if you make enough money, they're gonna be there for you.
Yeah.
What you put in, Miss Rosa? We ain't seen your money this month, but Miss Rosa on a fixed income. She barely making it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying, and then again, she might be making it. It's her money. She chose today not to give.
That's the reason why I left a particular church in Atlanta.
There's a lot of those in Atlanta.
They pissed me off about some money. I'll never forget it. I several months prior to me needing help, I got my income tax money and I tied my 10%. It was like a good chunk of money, like for real. So I had fell on hard times, and I'll never forget, I was stranded on the side of the road, and the only person I could call was my pastor at the time. They came, gave me like $20 worth of gas, which carried me to my next paycheck or whatever. I want to say like a week and a half. Yeah, I want to say like a week and a half go by. Like they asking me for the money. $20 now. Asking me for the money. And I was like, wait a minute. I like literally like 4 months ago tied like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And really, at that moment, I stopped going to that church.
But that's a lot of churches. That's and I understand that faith. I'm not knocking nobody in their face. Please, by all means, we all need it. Right now, we all need it. But I think we need to also look at the fact that it, and I don't know, as you all know, I am not a religious person, and I don't know what don't ask me what something is in the Bible. I know there's some stuff in there. That's what I know. I know that it's in there. It says that you're a pastor or the man of God, that when he chose you to speak upon to his children, you are not to how do they say, you're not to get paid for that. That's not a job. You're supposed to go get a job. And then you come on Sunday and you give the word that the Lord has blessed upon you to give to his people so they can grow. So that means that go get you a job working such and such and such a place. And then you come on Sunday. I know down south, Max, our family, we know down there, our family church, every Sunday you get a different pastor because they travel to all these different churches. And guess what? They don't get a paycheck from the churches that they travel to. They might get a love offering. They get fed dinner.
Yeah.
They might get gas money. You know what I'm saying? But there is not a salary on this. And when you can make money off of the faith, and then you stand on the pulpit and talk about God and love, I'm a little nervous.
I seriously don't have no respect for you when you have a private jet that can take you across the world, but 90% of your parishioners or 80% of your parishioners are in the projects, are still taking the bus, or don't have any type of further education, or you don't have no program in place. Or
better yet, storm comes and you won't open the doors to let these people in so they can be safe because you don't want to fuck up your carpet.
Joel Osteen.
We're not supposed to call people out like that, but it's okay. Oh well, what can he do? Nothing.
I mean, it was true. He didn't open his doors. People called him out, and then all of a sudden he wanted to look like Savior and open up the doors after
it's
the
too
fact.
late now. We all swimming down. Look, we all
what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think that again, and then also you supposed to open a home. Your church is supposed to be open to everyone that wants to be in that faith, and you're very selective. And we all know how that works. Your choir director, we know the myths and the stereotypes. Your choir director is gay as all outdoors, and you know this, but he can't bring his husband. And that's okay. We can't flip and flop. It's just like these laws. I'm trying to figure out, what does me wanting to be with a woman have to do with you protecting the laws of the state that I'm in? I am one individual. Why do you give a shit? I pay my taxes. What if maybe we need to stop paying our taxes, LGBT community.
Okay.
Maybe we need to hold off and not pay that. Maybe we need to deem LGBT as a church. And then we ain't got to pay no taxes. Everybody become a member, and that's what, and we get whatever. They get us some insurance. Those are things. That's what I'm looking at. Is we have so much in this country of, where there's no kindness. And when you see, I am at awe when I see a video of someone being kind to another person. I follow this guy, and unfortunately, I hate to say I can't remember his name. I want to say it's Greatness. Maybe that's his name. But he walks around, and you know what he does? He goes, "Hey, ma'am, can I give you a Bible?" And they be, "No." And he asks somebody, "Can I give you a Bible?" No. Mind you, in the Bible, when you open it, it's a good old about maybe $800, $500, and $100 bills. All he wants to do is take the Bible. And it took him, I watched this, and he did about 6, 7 people. And then one little Asian girl was sitting there, not doing some work, and he asked her if she'd take a Bible. She said, "Sure, take a Bible." And she was blessed. You never know what you looking at the cover of the book. You don't know what's inside. My thing is, we have to get past this anger, this hate, and I don't understand why white people are hateful. We haven't even begun to do anything to you that you have done to us. And I understand it's not all white people, but we also have to understand that everyone has their levels of racism. Everybody in the non-African American community has their levels. And a lot of times your racism is going to come out in the LGBT community. Okay. And then sometimes your racism comes, you cool with the people at your job, you cool with having people in your neighborhood, but you're not cool when they dating your daughter or they dating your son.
I have Black friends. I have gay friends.
That does not give you the right to say anything. First of all, stop. Let us go ahead and say now. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. That is an insult to the intellect of the people standing around you that you are saying it to. Please,
that is such a passive aggressive statement. Like I have a Black friend, so
I'm married to a Black man. Just because you are sleeping with a Black man or a Black woman does not mean you understand anything that we have gone through.
We've gone through. Yeah.
I have gay friends, you know.
None of that. It does not help you. It doesn't give you any points. It don't give you no clout. It means absolutely nothing, because here's the catch. When Martha and Tom riding their Ford 150 with the rebel flag, with the Confederate flag in the back, and call your child a nigger, please understand, they did not know that their mother might be white or their father was white. You know what they noticed? Brown. And that's all that mattered to them. So please understand, and this will happen if you are non-African American and you are listening to us and you are dating, or you have somebody in your family that's dating or married to a Black person, whether male or female. Please understand, the children are Black.
Stop.
That's it. I understand we mixed and we biracial. No, they're Black. They will be called the word nigga. Not so much, and I'm not saying this on the fact of how Black people use it. Maybe I should put the ER on it. Nigger. So get ready. And you, as a non-African American person, need to understand how to deal with that with your child, as well as how to protect your child in the LGBT community. If you have a transgender child, please start protecting them. Don't put them out on the street. That is you are not being a good parent. You ain't being a good fucking human being. Let's just strip you out your parenting. That's not being a good human being. You are putting
You know what? I found that about one of my coworkers today. We were just randomly talking, and she had told me that that her daughter was transitioning, about for 2 years now, and I was like, "Oh, really?" And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "So, I'm asking, well, how do you feel about that?" She was like, "Oh, I'm cool with it. As long as she okay, I'm gonna love her either way." So she was like, she's not gonna make her wear dresses if she doesn't feel comfortable in dresses. She's not going, but then her dad, is like, I don't know why she doing that. It's just a phase, and this and this and this and this. So he be trying to buy her girl clothes.
But that's because somehow or another he has associated her sexual orientation growth to his. And that's not how this works, sir. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. My son is a straight Black man, and I'm a gay Black woman. And guess what? I did not affect him. He does not affect me. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody has their own road that they walk. And we have to be accepting of it. And yes, it might be a hard pill to swallow. But guess what? You're a parent. You're supposed to be mature. We're supposed to love our kids no matter what. They're blessings. Let's say it again. They're blessings.
Yeah.
And when you don't treat God's blessings right, He will snatch them from you.
And stop putting gender roles on shit. So I remember, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago or a few years ago where there was this big uproar about this parent buying their son like a kitchen set.
Yes.
Oh, he gonna be gay. This. First of all, if a man has never been in a kitchen before, then I got a problem.
Shame.
I got
Shame
an
on
issue.
you.
That's one. Number two, some of the best chefs in the world are men.
Or men.
Straight men, married men with children, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't an issue that I buy my son or my grandson a kitchen set, or I buy my granddaughter or daughter a mechanic set? You see what I'm saying? Because the same thing happens with little girls when they be under their daddies trying to fix cars and stuff like that. So that's the thing that we need to stop doing. We need to stop putting gender roles on shit.
On people, yeah.
If your son wants a pole to swing on, do you not understand what that means? That is he could be in the Olympics. Maybe he's going to be on the floor doing, gymnastics. You don't know where that leads to. It's not that he's going to be, and he could be a stripper. Magic Mike.
That's money coming in, baby.
Who says that the women going to give him big money? He's swinging from a pole. I'm just saying. You don't ever know where that direction goes. And unfortunately, we have so many of our own little hater modes. And a lot of it's because you can't do it. That you mad because they can do it, or because they're open to do it. Because children are free. They open. They're sponges. They only react and learn what you have taught them.
Yeah.
So if you leave them to be an open book and allow them to digest good stuff, they're going to be amazing people.
I agree.
Now let's table on that, and let's go on to the fact of also with this, as we look at children, and let's talk about the books. Florida has I don't even think there's a book in a school library right now because they've pulled all the books to have them reviewed. One of the books that they are removing is about Rosa Parks. And let me ask you this. As we all know, Shakespeare is something, Othello, Macbeth, all of those that he wrote are still in our curriculum. And please understand, when those plays were done in that time frame, they were men playing those roles. Oh, what is it? What's the little thing? Romeo and Juliet. That role of Juliet was not played by a female back in the day. It was played by a man, a very feminine man, but it was a man nevertheless. Now, you don't have a problem with our teenagers reading that, but you got a problem with our teenagers taking an AP African American Studies class, learning about another culture that they need to learn about because every day you are encountering us. I'm a little disturbed. What is wrong with this?
It's another way to not hold people accountable, right? You can never sit up here and tell a Jewish person, oh my God, get over the Holocaust already. Like, you wasn't even a part of it. Like, it was your ancestors way back in the day. Like, why don't you get over? Because it don't affect you right now. Like, it doesn't affect you. You will never hear anybody say that. But people have gotten so comfortable to say slavery was so long, like, y'all just get over it already. But see, what they fail to realize is that we can't get over it because we're still suffering from the repercussions of it. So it's important for our children to understand what happened in that time frame, like truly what happened in that time frame, so that way we don't repeat it again. Unfortunately, we're at that pivotal moment to where our history is coming back to us now. And that's the sad part. And again, make America great again, right? We going back full circle. We're going all the way backwards. And it's not fair to us. It's not fair to our children. And the same suffrage that people of color went through when it comes to the segregation and the killings and all that kind of other stuff. And I don't take away from our trans brothers and sisters and LGBTQ people that have been murdered But I feel like that there may be an influx once these laws come into effect, right? That's what I'm afraid of, is that we're now going to be another target, because I already got a target on my back because I'm Black. I got another target on my back because I'm female. And now I got a whole nother new target on my back because I'm gay.
Yep.
Like it's a scary world. So who's to say when I'm walking down the street in my suits because I own several, that a cop's not gonna pull me over, or somebody's not gonna say something to me, and I get into an altercation in a female's bathroom that I'm supposed to be in because, again, I got titties and a vagina and I love my feminine side. I could be the next Black person on the news where my wife and my family are crying for some form of injustice.
It's true.
That's where we are right now, people.
Exactly.
I
don't think that everybody realizes that, Max. I don't think that the community, I won't say that the community, all of it, because there are people that do. There are people that are battling this. You got your Georgia equality, you got your Alabama equalities. You have these different equality organization nonprofits that do recognize that. You know, we have these executive directors in these positions so they can make sure that these laws don't try very hard not to get them passed. But you also have to have the people in the community paying attention and understanding the value of it. Instead of us out here shaking our asses in these motherfucking clubs, spending $60, $70, come on. How about you take that money, give that money to Georgia Equality so that they can make sure that our law, so they can lobby for us to have things that we do need for our trans brothers and sisters, so that they don't have to go and get who knows what kind of tea that they're buying for them when they're transitioning from female to male. They can actually get something from a doctor that is quality, that's legit. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Or they can lay on somebody's fucking couch because they're depressed. It is not an easy thing to go through that, and you by yourself, and your family is also ostracizing you, and the community is trying to kill you. That's a lot of pressure. And so we need to be able to have that. And I'm not knocking, please don't say, I'm not knocking us having a good time. I love a good party. Okay. But also, let's be understanding that sometimes you got to put the priorities in place, because we ain't gonna be at a party in a minute. We ain't gonna be at a party.
We need to get our priorities together, because right now I don't think people realize the magnitude of what is happening. When you have a state that can pass a version of Jim Crow in 2023, people, we have a problem.
And no one has said a word. Have you heard any Black people outraged? None.
Have you
seen I didn't even know until y'all just said it tonight.
I have posted it twice on Facebook, and nobody has said anything. Nothing. But see, that's the problem that we have. We could talk about Kim Kardashian. We could talk about Sierra and that fucking dress she had on at the Oscars. We could talk about that, but we don't talk about the real issues that impact your neighbor. Let
me break this to everybody. Beyonce is not God. Beyonce is not Jesus. Beyonce is not the second coming. She is a female that has a lot of money. And do you think she thinks about your Black asses? Absolutely not.
Not at all.
She don't give a damn if you pay your bills or not. You know what she cares about? Go on Spotify and pay for her album. Go on all these other places and buy her shit. To stop putting her on this huge pedestal. First of all, what has she done for the gay community? I'm just gonna put that out there. And a lot of people, y'all gonna be mad, but be mad.
I'm not gonna get on Beyonce's internet.
The Beehive.
I ain't gonna get on Beyonce's internet and talk bad about Beyonce. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna do it.
And let me just say, I'm not just busting Beyonce. I'm talking about a lot of these performers that we give a lot of clout to. Okay? And I'm not saying, one of the things that I feel that we have to understand, that Black people overall need to understand, every person, when you walk out your home, you are a role model. If you have a job doing You're a manager for was it Caesar's Pizza. You are a role model to somebody who sees you that says, I can do that too. Even though you might not think it, because you're making whatever money you make, $20, I don't know what you make, but you're making whatever you make per, you make a 60 a year. You are a role model. Everybody is a role model for what you are doing. Somebody is watching you. So yes, when you're in entertainment, when you're in sports, you are a role model to our children and to us. And for you've got to start paying back into your community. That is the thing that we have lost as Black people. We rather go, and I ain't knocking, live where you want to live, but don't forget your community. Even I didn't grow up in a bad community, but I try to give back to all communities that I can. And I think that's what we need to be doing, is that we need to really look at our communities and not just give people these funky ass awards because we just want to give them an award so they'll show up. Give them an award because they done did some shit in your neighborhood. They done walked and seen the trans women behind the building sleeping. They done gave them a hotel room for a week, tried to help them, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep them in their job or get them a job where they can be themselves and they can grow. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to be on the street.
So I'm gonna say this. And this is a call to action. This is for all of my people of color, all of LGBT allies, all of this stuff. How the community came and rallied behind Michael Irving and that false allegation of a sexual assault or whatever happened, and how the community rallied behind him. And like we knew he didn't do it type thing, and the video showed that he did not do it, like he was cleared of any wrongdoing. It was proven not founded. What is it, the NFL Network or whoever he was under dropped him from forecasting and stuff. So he now has a lawsuit against Marriott and the person who made the accusation. But how everybody rallied behind him, I need our people to do the same thing when it comes to these laws and when it comes to voting these people in that hinder us and make it unsafe for us to even exist. I need for people to really hear that. These laws are making your friends, your families, your co-workers, your neighbors unsafe. Like our lives are being threatened right now, for real. And our trans brothers and sisters, they was already getting knocked off, for real. Let's be clear, at a high rate. But now I feel like with these laws, it's really gonna be excessive because now it's gonna be pick-me season. And if you could throw me in jail just for being a lesbian because you think I'm impersonating a man, now you've put me in a whole nother cycle that you have already put in for people of color of going in and out of jail and being in the system. So now I've lost my career. I can't make no money. I got something on my record, so I can't get no good job. So now we right back to square one. Make America great again. Win.
And for who?
Oh, okay.
And for
okay,
who?
I'll wait.
Not win, not just win, but for who? America was great in the eyes of white people who were slave owners that were getting what? Labor for free. And they were making money off the backs and blood and sweat of us. And they still are if you look at what you're getting on your paycheck.
Listen.
Some of us making some really nice paper, but I'm just saying. And I agree. We need to. How about you take a day, don't go to the club. Take a day and go call your equality state, whatever, Alabama equality, Florida equality, wherever you are. Like I'm a part of, like, Florida. Why aren't y'all outraged, Black people, about these books?
Oh, and by the way, if the Mexican cartel can hold their gang members accountable, people in the politics, in the House and all of that stuff, y'all need to be holding y'all people accountable too. when they be saying that crazy crap.
But this is the other thing. When you are getting ready, first of all, go get your asses registered to vote. Go vote. Because here's what you got to look at. And I'm gonna put it out there. And I don't care who gets mad. White women, stop fucking with us. Do not rely on white women to do shit anymore. It is a black woman every single day that is going to make a difference in this voting arena. So black women, I know we tied. And please understand, the three of us on here are black women. I don't care how masculine we come, we still black women. We got black girl magic. Leave that. So I'm challenging all of us. Look at who's running. And I mean, when I say look at, don't look at what they did, what the shit that comes out their mouth today. Go back and see what they did in college. If they touched anybody inappropriately, it's a no. If they lie constantly, say one day they homosexual, next day they black, next day they this, next day they that. You don't want, why is y'all voting for these people? Marjorie Green Taylor, what has she done for that district? Not a goddamn thing. Them people still sitting them down trailer homes with bed bugs and roaches, begging for money and hungry. You're not, by you doing all that you're doing, you're benefiting your wallet. I challenge every political person to cut your check and like take a third of your check and get a rest of it to a nonprofit that can do something in your area. These people making $250,000 a year off of us, whether you vote them in or not. They're getting filthy, stinking rich while we getting poor and poorer, and they're not giving anything back to their communities. They're not building you up. They talk to you when it's time to vote. You want your vote to fucking count? Start talking to their ass. Call these bitches on the phone and say, what the hell is you doing? I need to know. I need a meeting. I want to know. But that's their job. We don't work for them. I please understand. I do not get up at 6 a.m. in the morning to work for these politicians. But for some reason,
work for us. That's what they get paid for.
They work for us. And really, truly, if you really wanted to know, my challenge to the government is, how about you cut that off? Cut them checks all together and make it really nonprofit. You volunteer for that spot. You really want to help your community? I promise you, I can count 5 people on one hand that I know for a fact, if you cut them off with no money, they would still represent this state. They would still stand up and fight for us. And that's few. But the rest of them, you do it because it's not a limit. You've been there since 1943. You ain't did shit then. You ain't doing shit now.
You ain't doing that now.
Ain't doing a damn thing now, but collecting a check, talking mad shit.
Yeah.
And that's why they've been in there about 50, 60 years.
And I agree
with that. Such done died after serving 53 years in the state.
Thank you. Call to action. Find out why there are no books in your child's school. Your teachers, let me just say this. Let me give praise to teachers. If you are a teacher, God bless you.
Thank you.
Because there's some, and the problem that we have now is a lot of these good teachers have left. There's some of these good teachers, they just holding on to the tiny string. And they just praying. They like, I'm going to try it again. But we as parents, as citizens, need to go and support them. Tell these school boards no. Tell them you won't have it. We read the book. If we read the book, why is it not good enough for my child to read the book? Oh, because Granny's in the picture cussing out the little black girl? That's what you mad about? Because now your grandchild will see how heinous and how hateful you were? That's what you mad about? Come on, people. We got to do better. We are sitting in these states that we pay big money to be poor, to be misused, to be unalive. I agree. Call to action.
Yeah.
You got to do something. Mississippi, black folks in Mississippi, start moving. What can they do if you move out? You poor now, go be poor in Alabama. Go be poor in Texas. You poor in Mississippi. You know, at least you got a half of a chance to make a living in another state. I'm feeling Hunger Games. I'm feeling what is that? Handmaiden Tale. Stop watching television, white people. Stop watching that shit.
I said that the other night. I told my wife, I was like, it looked like they watched Handmaid's Tale and was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I got it, because you got to remember Handmaid's Tale. I got to keep my rapist baby, right? I got to keep my rapist baby. I got to do everything strictly by the Bible. All of that stuff, right? There was no gay, and if you was gay, you was sent to the mounds or you got killed, you got hanged, right? That's exactly what today reminds me of. And I told my wife this, I want to say like the other day. It's like they watched it and they was like,
can we do that? I think we
can. Looks like America.
It does. Crazy. And we are doing, I mean, and look at our country. We're getting sick. Even though people right now, I'm gonna tell y'all, natural healing, hey, if you can do it, do it. If you got high blood pressure, start looking at these vegetables and these things that you're, yes, they cost a little money. Take that chance. You spending all this money on these drugs. They say, yes, I'm gonna lower your blood pressure, but your eye might fall out while you're walking down the street. Shit, your hair really might blow out your head. Anything. You got all these, but if you take, I don't know, I'm gonna say if you drink, beet juice, there's a possibility your ear, your eye ain't gonna fall out, your hair ain't gonna fall out. You'll be all right. I think we just have to, we as Black people need to get back to who we really are. We are natural people. We are of earth. That's our essence right there. We need to get back to that. And we need to stop fighting amongst ourselves. And I mean that in terms of Black men, Black women. If you don't use the excuse of why you with a white woman, because Black women this, that, and that. Nope. Because you want a white woman. That's it. That's all you got to say. Ain't nobody cares. Nobody's bothered.
But see, here's the thing. I get it. But we are so stuck in our mentality. If you have not read it, read the Willie Lynch letter. It breaks it down. Mm-hmm. We will never get out of that cycle because of the mindset that they put us through. You put the young against the old. You put the man against the woman. You put the light skin against the dark skin. House nigga against field nigga. Like, and we're doing that today, and it still happens. So, unfortunately, and I had even said this a couple of days ago to somebody else. Black people, we were not put in a position to take care of ourselves. What happened was when we were going through slavery, we couldn't read, write. They wouldn't allow us to. Some of us, some of our ancestors, they kind of like snuck to read and write and do certain things, right? So when slavery was over and the Black people were free, and I use that term loosely because we still ain't free people.
Still ain't free.
Amen. Our great grandparents or great grandparents, they wanted us to be better than what they were. So yeah, you gonna go to school. Yeah, you gonna go get you a trade. Yeah, you gonna go do this. You gonna do the things that I wasn't able to do because I was a slave, right? But we stopped teaching how to grow. We stopped teaching how to tend to animals. We stopped teaching how to build and tend to our own land and our own houses. Now, don't get me wrong. We tried it because we had Black Wall Street, all these big communities, and they got bombed and all that kind of other stuff, and we gave up. Yep. That's what happened. We gave up. And right now we're in a position like every man for himself. Me as a Black woman, I am tired because I have to hold the burden of me being Black, a woman, and gay. I got to hold the fact that because I am masculine looking, I hold that burden of a Black man sometimes, because guess what? When I go into the women's restroom, I'm seen as a Black man. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I say that. People, please don't call me out on it. That's why I said what I said. Mm-hmm. But that's what happened. we lost touch with our natural side because our ancestors wanted us to do better. And that's okay. A lot of us have careers, we got degrees and all of that kind of other stuff. I get it. And we're still second class citizens, people. I get that. But we still needed those skills to learn how to grow our own food and to raise our own animals and stuff like that. That's just me. That's how I feel. You know, love it or hate it. That's my opinion.
And I think that's valid. I think we do need to. I mean, if you have a home, you got a backyard, teach your children how to grow a garden. My granny taught me. She taught me. She taught Alexander. We know how to do that. You know, our uncles. You know, our uncles down south. They understood sharecropping. They understood how to tend to animals. They still doing it. So they have that. So we just need to figure out how to support and build on that. And don't shame that. That is an amazing of wealth of knowledge that they have that we need to be embracing. And I think that I am, and sadly enough, and you guys tell me what you think about this. The first round of the revolution was nonviolent. That's Martin. But now we're about to go into the second round of the revolution. And people keep saying we are not our ancestors.
Hold on. You continue to talk.
Okay. I thought you was gonna show me something. Oh, you are gonna.
No, I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you.
Okay, guys, she's gonna show me something, but I'm gonna keep telling y'all. We keep saying we're not our ancestors, and you know what happens when you continue to poke the bear? The bear gonna blow your ass away by any means necessary. I do believe if y'all at some point y'all will be able to see this video and not just hear it. But my bro is with her, and I don't even know what this a humongous gun. That's all I know. All I know is it'll blow all the half part of from my head to my waist away.
It's a shotgun. It's a shotgun.
It's huge. And I know I had an officer tell me if you have a shotgun, you point it at your door and you say you got 5 seconds to remove your body from whoever's on the other side. Because when you pull the trigger, everything, the door and everything is over with. So I think that we're at a point, and I'm giving this, and this is not a warning. Please do not take it that way. This is an observation. Okay. Y'all keep playing with us. Y'all really truly to fuck around and find out it's really gonna happen, because truly at some point we are gonna get tired as a people. And I understand that we are right now, y'all watching us fight amongst each other. And that's what we do. But we will come together as one while we fighting amongst each other to kick your ass.
Okay.
Okay. So we have to be careful, because I don't think y'all really want this smoke. This smoke is real angry. This smoke has years, not yesterday. Okay. Not George Floyd to today. It's got way back to slave trade. Okay. To the boat you put our people on and some of them died and you threw them over the edge. Okay. This some smoke. Y'all don't want this smoke. Y'all don't want this smoke.
The fact that y'all use babies as alligator bait. We remember stuff like that. So this is what I tell every Black person who can hear me right now. Legally carry you a firearm. Get your license, take you some classes, get you some guns, protect your Second Amendment. I have guns all throughout my house. Like, ain't a part of my house that you ain't gonna find no gun. Well, you ain't gonna find it. I know where they at.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. Is they laid out on the coffee table?
I'm just saying. But I'm in a position right now to where you be ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Mm-hmm. Because y'all got to remember the last war that was fought on this soil was what?
The Civil War.
And what do y'all think we getting ready to go back into?
The Civil War.
Yeah. Y'all come over here if y'all want to. And y'all come over here if y'all want to, because I play a lot of Call of Duty. I play a lot.
Oh, please understand, I'm very good. Extremely
But not
good.
only that, but Call of Duty is something completely different.
Yes.
But take those classes, go to the gun range. They will let you try any caliber of gun. Find what's comfortable for you, because what's comfortable for you may not be comfortable for me.
Correct.
I got people my size and my age that can shoot 40s. I don't like them. They're too big for me. My preferred caliber, 9mm. Them things can be small, they can be big, but
I just said I got mine in the room.
You know, I can get your ass. But I got ARs, I got shotguns,
Yeah.
I got I keep a variety, because when you come to my house, you're gonna get a variety of ass whooping. So I'm gonna need for you to understand. It's gonna be some different calibers of ass whooping. And I need for Black people to really research the National African American Gun Association. If you're not a member, become one. It's very inexpensive. I pay yearly for my membership. But a lot of the chapters around the country, they have different programs and different educational seminars that can help you get into gun ownership, legally gun ownership, right? And learn how to aim, shoot, all of that stuff, taking those defensive classes, because shooting a target is completely different from shooting a human being. And you have to know the laws in your state, all of that stuff. So please, Black people, people of color, do your research when it comes to the gun laws in your state. Get comfortable with guns, but also be safe with them, because y'all also got to remember the highest death toll, the highest type of death when it comes to children is guns.
It's self-inflicted.
So you have to make sure that you keep them locked up, you keep them safe. Because when my grandson comes, my guns will be 100% out of my home, because he's 3.
And they touch everything. And you gotta
they get into everything.
Everything.
Yes.
And also with that, we must learn what our true rights are in this country. I am one guy said, do not just use your phone, go buy what they call them, the cam, where it automatically comes on when you trigger it with either a verb, with a something that you say, and it records everything on that side, outside, as well as inside the car, so you can see everything. And
you talking about like a dash cam?
Yes, that's what it's called. I couldn't think of the name of dash cam. Get you one. I think we have to make sure that we are always on point with our cars. Know your car. Know when you change your lights out before they drop, before they actually go out. Change your oil so your car is always running. Make sure you got those things, emergency stuff in your car. Do not rely, and I hate to say this, do not rely on the police to assist you if you are on the side of the road, because 9 times out of 10, you either going to become unalive, they're going to try to trick you and say stuff like, well, let me just check your car. The word is no. That's it. Don't say nothing else. No. It's it. Because once you say you cannot check my car, you cannot check my car. And what they'll do is they'll try to detain you, put you in handcuffs, and sit you on the curb, and then they have any right to go through your stuff. So we got to know.
And they still don't have the right to go through your stuff.
And they don't, but they'll do it. That's how they'll do you. We have to know sadly enough, watch these people's videos. Look at what they go through, how they, like these guys who say, I'm not answering no questions, and they put their shit on the window, they crack their window this much, and they'll say, I'm afraid, you scare me, boom, 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 here you go, and have all your shit together. We have to start learning. Sadly enough, we're not in a free country. America is not the land of the free. Just get that out your mind. Stop saying it. Don't even believe it. We are not. We are here, and we got to make the best of it. But we got to live. You want to make sure your home is safe for your kids and everything like that. I agree with Max. I normally am not a gun person, but I have two in I have a shotgun and a granny gun. That's what I call it, because it's my granny's gun. But please understand, it got real bullets for your granny ass. So, and I do know how to use it. And it fits in my hand very well. I don't care that it has the revolver on and I get to spin it and look crazy. Doesn't matter. It does still shoot. So I just think we have to do those things. And we must also get involved in politics. As much as I hate it, guys. I hate politics. But we have to get in, because we have to get, when he talked about draining the swamp, that ain't what he did. He brought the swamp out, and they're here, and they run amok. They say anything out their mouth. They don't give
and
a damn.
and they're comfortable, and that's what makes it dangerous.
Yes,
they're comfortable. That's what makes it dangerous, because when you can sit up here and make a law based on your religious beliefs. Now, mind you, there is no religion for America, right? There is no religion. Christianity is not America's religion. We don't have an official religion. Right? So you're basing it off of your belief instead of medical expert studies. And that's what baffles me. Like, you are 100% okay for an 11-year-old girl to be pregnant. You're fine with that. You're okay that this little girl was raped by her uncle, and she has to now carry her uncle / rapist child. And also, this man has rights to this child.
Exactly.
And this girl is 11. Please tell me at what point when you was 11 that you would have been able to process that.
Nowhere. Nobody.
Because even at the age of 21, when I was sexually assaulted, I couldn't even process that as a grown woman. But you expect an 11-year-old to process that.
And then you expect her to trust adults. It's not that you've messed this child up. And speaking of the marriage, and I don't know what state, guys, but if you know, please, when you watch this video, send us a message if you know. I cannot remember if it is West Virginia. I cannot remember. But a state has passed the law that now, if you go to the marriage license place and you are a man and a man getting married, and Martha's not feeling you today because you're infringing on her Christian beliefs, she can say no to you, and it's the law. It's okay. I don't understand. Like, they're removing the words diversity, inclusion, and equality. And this is one state, they're removing it from everything. So now I don't have to treat you equally. If you are in the LGBT community, if you Black, I don't have to. If I don't believe in interracial relationships, you ain't getting no marriage license today. If I don't like lesbians, guess what? You're not getting no license today.
So here's my question for these people. Here's my question. Tell me what I eat. Tell me what I eat that make you shit.
Thank you. What bill did you pay today? No, I got one better for
you. Tell me how you made my day today a lot better than what it was. Because clearly you all up in my house, in my business. I just need to know, like, did you purchase any toilet paper this month?
No,
like, help me out here.
Did they feed you? Did they finance you, or are they fucking you? If you're not doing them three, you should have nothing to say about 2131. Nothing.
So
who I bring in, who I take out.
What's the guy's name? Martin Rowland, is that his name?
Black man.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, that's him.
You know who I'm talking about. He said it like he said it best, man.
He was on it. I remember that.
He said, you can't pick and choose when you pro-life. Like, you only pro-life when they in the womb, but you getting rid of Medicaid, like Medicare, y'all closing down these rural hospitals, y'all stopping the Head Start program, y'all stopping Planned Parenthood, which people out in the universe, Planned Parenthood ain't just abortions. It's a lot of women healthcare type shit, okay? So it's like, so you can't be pro-life just in the womb. Like, you got to cater to this all the way to death, bitch. Like, what happens to these babies after they're born? Because guess what happens? Now that same mother who was homeless is now homeless with a baby.
With a baby.
And then when she can't feed that baby and that baby dies or succumb to the environment because it's cold outside, y'all got to remember Atlanta had a temperature drop, right? So it's cold outside and now that baby end up freezing to death or whatever. Now y'all gonna blame her.
Exactly.
Make that make sense when y'all made her have that baby when we had resources in place to make sure that she was okay. Now, mind you, okay, yeah, she homeless. So why she having sex? Y'all got to remember 99% of the women probably on the streets have been sexually assaulted and raped. So 9 times out of 10, she was probably raped.
Or human traffic. They're human traffic.
Or human traffic.
Because they're trying to get warm. Think about it. I'm going to give you a meal and I'm going to give you someplace to lay your head.
But what happens after she has that baby? And then y'all get mad at these parents because they go through postpartum depression. They go through different stages of mental health, which is real. And then they end up killing their babies and smothering their babies. And then, oh, what happened? What happened? No, you made Linda have that baby. You made her go through that pain. Y'all made her see her rapist's face every single day in that baby. And then y'all wonder why she killed it. Are you serious? Come on now, like.
And then on top of that, when she has that baby, are y'all opening your door and letting her sleep at your house? Are y'all even adopt? Here's the bigger question. There are tons and tons of kids. Georgia alone, 2 years ago, I think it's 20. I'm gonna go 2021. 40,000 children were put in foster care in the state of Georgia. But y'all worried about y'all making these people have babies when you know, one, the baby is going to not come out to be able to have a healthy and prosperous life. That's already. Two, is the pregnancy itself is going to endanger that woman's life. It could kill her. But you don't care about that. But you got all these children that people need to be. You want a child so bad, go and adopt one, people. It's well worth it. It's well worth it. There are some amazing foster care parents out there, and there's some really horrible ones. But at the end of the day, we have all these kids that need us. And yes, if I felt that I could open my home up to a child and be able to give them what they need, I would definitely do it. And I've thought about it. I talked it over with my mother, and we came to the conclusion I'm just like that. The way my lifestyle is, I would not be able to do it. Not now. And I'm older, it just wouldn't work. I like being in the state, and I like this where I am. I like how this is working,
Yeah.
But I understand there are some people that can't open. But the people who are protesting against and saying abortion, like this guy, you suing the people, you suing the girl who had the abortion, and you suing the people who helped her. But were you going to? But here's my question to him: what was your intent had she had the baby? Was we gonna have to run you down to get the child support from you? Was she gonna have to
gonna be there
herself? You just walking around going, "Yeah, I got a baby. I got a baby." That's not.
But why are we making all these laws like that? But we don't have any laws to protect the actual women, right? Because let's be clear, life starts at conception, right? So I should be able to take life insurance out on that little jelly bean I got in there. I should be able to go ahead and immediately put the child's father on child support. Exactly. The minute of confirmation of pregnancy, if we're gonna play that game, right? Because again, y'all say life starts at conception, right?
Right.
Y'all say life starts at conception. And women, please pay attention to these bills that are being passed and the words that they are using, because in some of these bills, they are also making it to where miscarriages are going to be criminal.
Yes. Yeah. Because they're saying that you can make a miscarriage. You can create a miscarriage.
You can create a miscarriage. Y'all, listen, a woman can forcefully get rid of a pregnancy, a miscarriage. This is something that happens to hundreds of thousands of women across this country, where they was just minding their own business and it happens because of whatever reason, right? underlying condition, or the fetus just didn't take right, whatever, or it could be in the fallopian tubes. We know how those go. The fallopian tubes, right? Those most of the time, those are never successful, right?
Correct.
So what happens then? And that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, y'all don't even understand the danger that women are in when we get rid of healthcare like that, abortions and stuff. Because y'all also got to remember, even with the miscarriage, right? Just to get the rest of the stuff out is considered an abortion.
Yes.
That means that the hospital or the doctor can refuse service because they can see it as an abortion, and you will have rotting cells in your uterus until it is removed, which can be septic and can make you sick and you can die. That is how dangerous these bills are.
But you know what it is? White men don't care. They want
not control. Until it happens to their daughters and their mothers.
But check this out.
And their granddaughters.
I said that, and then I had to kind of step back and go, oh, wait a minute. 72% of the white women voted for it too. They right there with them white men. While they sitting over with us talking about, oh, no, I'm going to stand up. And that's what bothers me. There are people that stand with us and say shit like, I got you. We go, oh, no, that's horrible. But then you get in that voting booth and your bitch ass goes and does
totally 360.
Yeah, but because Jessica forgot at the stag party at Me Fi Me that she got sexually assaulted by 3 frat brothers.
I'm fucking weak.
and she had to go a couple of weeks later with her best friend to the clinic. Please don't tell my mom.
Exactly.
We forgot about Me Fi Me, that sorority party, Me Fi Me. We forgot about that. But see, it's okay at the present moment because it's not in my face and I don't experience it at that moment, right? It's not around me. Rape is not around me, and stuff like that isn't around me until it happens to me, until it happens in my immediate circle where my daughter gets raped or my granddaughter gets raped, and now she's pregnant. And now she's carrying her rapist baby.
Yep.
And now it's a problem. And the man that I voted for has now made it illegal that even though she's raped, she has to carry this baby full term.
That's right.
But
now,
again,
we all know that if you got money, you do what you got to do. You're going to go and do what you want to do. You're going to find a way to get that abortion for your daughter because you got money. So we all know what level these things are on, and they're supposed to, honestly, this is the whole, and what I think is interesting is that the concept of banning abortion was to increase the white population because it is becoming lower.
Yeah, they're becoming the minority.
And they're becoming the minority. So the panic went off. Oh my God. And they're so afraid that we're going to do to them what they've done to us.
Okay, so let's go ahead and nip this in the bud, white folks. Let's just go ahead and nip this in the bud. White people, y'all are technically Black. I'm going to break this down to you. Y'all are technically Black. Y'all are only a mutation of Black people. Y'all are not the superior race. Black people are the superior race. As a matter of fact, Black women are the superior of the human race. Because we are the only creature on the face of this earth with the Eve gene. Do you know what the Eve gene is? The Eve gene is the creation of every human being on the face of this earth, and it's only found in Black women. So guess what?
I didn't know that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
That is why, I can't remember. Do you remember the lady? They did a movie about her because her cells were I forgot exactly how it went, but because she was a Black woman and her cells were so unique that it apparently has been used in different medicine going forward.
So we have the Eve gene. We are the creation of the human race. And what happened is when the human race was created, y'all got to remember we are in where? Africa. Where's Jerusalem?
And
Where's
Africa.
Egypt? All of that stuff. Bible
Stop
stuff.
saying Middle East. Stop saying Middle East.
The Bible stuff is in Africa and the Middle East and Asia and stuff, right? People, white people. So when creation happened, we were all where we were supposed to be. We were right at the equator. And that's where we got our melanin from. We were darker complexion. Well, when the tribes split off, we could no longer be around each other. Families couldn't be around each other. So they split off. Some went north, some went south, some went east, some went west. Those individuals who went further away from the equator, they started getting a lighter complexion.
Correct.
And then
I need to start watching more TV or something.
Yes. And then let's also be clear. They were also having sex with animals. And amongst themselves. And what I mean by amongst themselves, I mean father and mother having sex with son and daughter. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. So that is so white people are a mutation of Black people. That is scientifically correct. That is a scientific fact.
Yep. And okay, so now I don't know where it is again in the Bible, but I know it's there. And I know science has also proven this, that at one point it was all of the continents connect. They were one big old piece of land. And
I remember. I know
the
that.
Bible, and again, I don't know where, so help me out, Max. According to the Bible, it says that God split the land and created, and I don't know if it says it quite like this, but he created different tongues.
Yes. So what happened was a group of people got together, and this is a story in the Bible. A group of people got together and started building a tower. And what they were doing was building a tower to heaven. And they were being successful. They were teamwork. They was talking to each other and they was getting it done. So how the story goes is God saw that and was like, whoa, wait a minute. Something right here. And he crushed the tower. And when the tower fell and people dispersed, everybody was speaking different languages. So nobody could no longer understand one another. So this group of people who spoke and understood a certain language went off. Another group of people with a certain language went off. That's the story of how things got split up.
Because you can find Asians that are Black.
No, there's like Black people like
in every culture there are Black people.
People.
The beginning of all of those.
You have Black Asians, you have Black Russians, you have white Africans, you have Black Mexicans. Like there's a lot of Afro in every aspect, right? So yeah.
And in this country right now, you can't, I mean, truly, let's be real. There is no pure white person. Because your daddies was playing with a lot, your grandpappies, your great-great-grandpappies was playing with a lot of different people. And they produced children. And again, we all know that there are people at one point that passed. They lived their life for so many years as white people until they died. They gave up their families to live in the white world to pass. I met one, I didn't meet her, but I watched the show about her. Her daughter, when her mother passed, the daughter found out that her mother was Black and she had uncles, aunties that never seen her. And so she had a whole new family and they were like, you Black too. You know how that's some awakening that some white people need in their life. Wake up and your uncle at your door and he Black. And say, now we family. Then what y'all gonna do? Because there is not a such thing as a pure white person. Not in this country. Not if your people immigrated to this country during slavery. It's not happening. You can't convince me that. Because we are so much embedded and we built this. And that's the thing I need people to understand. When it comes to these book bannings, you're taking books because you're mad. You can't rewrite history. We know the history.
You're trying to hide something.
We still gonna teach our children. So your children gonna be dumb as shit. Our kids are gonna know where they come from. Our kids are gonna understand where they've been, where their people have come from. And then you got these other kids that are gonna be like, no, that's not really. You were happy being slaves, nigga. Really? No, we weren't.
Like nobody. No, my mom told me that that it wasn't like that.
And we're gonna say, no, that's not how this works, Johnny boy. Because and they say, oh, because y'all was singing. But if you knew and listened to the music, listen to what they were saying, they were giving out directions, fool. They wasn't singing because they was happy. They was singing to tell people we leaving in the morning. We getting the fuck up out of this joint. You know, or we leaving next week. You know, you got come on, people. Come on. Guys, I love this. And I appreciate y'all taking the time to be with me today to have this conversation. It was needed. Please understand
I learned a lot. I need to watch more TV. I need to read more. Like, honestly.
Hey, it's out there. It is out there for you to. I'm gonna tell you, I end up watching a lot of CNN. I'm a little skeptical now. They got a couple of board members I'm not real excited about. But their information, and this is the other thing. Don't just live off of one channel. Don't do Fox. But I'm just saying, don't live off of one channel. Because everybody, you got to get all of the information. The media has gotten to they're at a different level too. So you got to be careful what you listen to, because they will give you misinformation.
It's so political and one-sided, the media. Like, you could tell what networks are for Democrats, you could tell which ones are for Republicans, and the media, it should not even be like that. It should be like a nice neutral, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and honestly, that's the only time I do watch TV is during like the campaigning and stuff like that, you know, so I can, you know, I know who to vote for. Honestly, that's the only time I really listen to it.
But you got to do your research beyond all of that, because I can sell you hope dreams. Hey, vote for me. Everybody getting an additional $1,000 on your paycheck. You gonna vote for me? But
I'm gonna vote for you.
but really research what I do in the community. See how I truly give back. Have a conversation with your local representatives. They represent you. That's why you voted for them. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we have to have. That you have to have the commitment. We're always worried about the president of the United States. We don't ever think about the school.
It's not the president. It's not the president that runs shit. It's your local representatives that run the shit. It's your state. It's your state people, your commissioners, the people that's in your district. Those are the ones that make the decisions.
Whether you got children or not, you got to go to the school board, because here's the thing. We're getting older. The people behind us, the children, they're the ones who are going to take care of us. And apparently it's not going to be very good, because they don't know.
I encourage all my people of color in the LGBT community to go out and do something political. We need some faces. We need some voices in those seats. I need for us to step up and really research what it takes to do these certain things. We got a good friend, a mutual friend that's running for mayor in Jennings. And I don't even live in Jennings, but I will share the shit out of her shit, because we need representation.
Well, I just interviewed her, so her interview is up. Please, go listen to it. Here's the other thing. I challenge all founders of LGBT Greek organizations. Get your people together. Get them to start learning who's in their area. There are people in these nonprofits that will train you to be a candidate.
And they will pay for it.
Yes.
They'll help you fundraise, and they'll pay for it too. They'll spearhead it.
So I challenge you, founders of these organizations, national presidents of these LGBT Greek organizations, get your people and start learning what's out there in the political arena. No, you don't have to support an individual. You're supporting your rights, your needs, what you need for your community. And if we don't stand, we have the biggest voices, because we're a big group of people. So please All the other stuff is wonderful and fun. I love having lines. I love bringing in new members. I love having parties. I love strolling. I love all of those things. But at the end of the day, we must have a purpose.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
have a purpose. And that's a great way for you as an organization to be seen, heard, and respected. If you're looking for it and it's out there, that's the way to do it, because you're going to make a difference. Go to your school boards and learn with these little children. Go, and if they don't want the drag queens to read to them, shit will read to them.
Okay.
Then they're going to be real mad. You know? So I think we have put out a lot of information tonight. We've got a lot of call to action because there's lots of work to do. And I didn't realize, as we've had this conversation, how much work we do need to be doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I agree.
There's a lot of work out there for us to do. So I challenge you, as I've always said, when it comes to Real Boys Talk and my podcast, take what you've heard, whether you agree with us or not, take it offline and have another conversation with another group of people. Share what you heard, whether you like what we said or not. So you can say, look, they was on there talking about da-da-da-da-da. What y'all think? Start another conversation. Educate yourselves by educating other people. And remember, every time you walk out the house, you are a role model. You are a role model. Somebody is watching you. Somebody will be able to be motivated by you just walking and getting up today and doing what you do. So remember that. And again, I thank everybody for being on the show with me. Thank you guys very much. I'm sure they will be back. And I thank you all for listening. And this is Real Boys Talk. I'm your host, Amber Moore. You all have a wonderful, great, and amazing evening.